Well, by definition, a plumber is someone who replaces and fixes pipes, installs water supply, venting, sanitation.
Plumber works on domestic water systems, drainage systems, and heating systems, steam, boilers, all kinds of different things.
So everybody has this concept that plumbers are working with toilets and taps and they're installing fixtures for people's homes, but plumbing is actually much broader than that. A lot of the times what we do is more mechanically inclined. We work on a lot of heating systems, we work on a lot of compressed air, all those kind of things.
So a typical day, we show up, we drink our coffee, we try to kind of make a game plan of what we're gonna do today and who's gonna do what, and we try to work as a team. Some days I'll work on a plumbing system in a house, some days I'm working on furnaces, some days I'm working at a plant, working on the big boiler. You learn stuff every day and you work on multiple different things.
A typical day at work for me is honestly just getting to the shop a little earlier, chat with the guys about the previous day's stories, getting ready for the day to come. You never really know what to expect on a job site until you're there. The best thing to have is patience, do your problem solving, process of elimination, and just perform.
Plumbing is a great trade because it leads into others. So for myself, I have my plumbing red seal, then I got my steam fitting red seal. There are a lot of different variations of what the definition of a plumber is. In terms of education, basically it's set up like any apprenticeship program. So you either go to school and you do the 1-year course with NBCC. Then after that, you look for a company that'll take you on and they'll indenture you. Once you're indentured, you work to get enough hours to go to your block. And then once you go for your blocks, you take 8 weeks off work and you go to school for 8 weeks. Finish that, you write a provincial exam, and then you go back to work. You repeat that for 4 years, and then the last test is what we call the IP, or interprovincial, and that will lead you into what we call the red seal.
I went into NBCC College for pre-employment plumbing, knowing pretty much nothing but my basic tool skills. I went in being the only woman in the class, so that really put a fire to really want to prove myself. I ended up graduating second highest in the class with the honors of accepting the Student Excellence Award, which was a great honor. I'm now a level 1 block apprentice. I have 4 more blocks to complete and then I can take my red seal.
I took my training at CCNB and Dieppe, and once I did get my course, I was able to get a job pretty easily. And then I got my pipe fitter, steam fitter, red seal, and then my gas tickets as well. So I had no idea what I wanted to do, and I knew I didn't want to go to university. I knew I didn't want to work in an office. I decided to try plumbing out, and I lucked out. I really enjoyed it. I like putting pipe together and putting stuff together and working with my hands.
At this stage of the game, there's not a lot of young people getting into the trades, which is a big part of the reason why we're interested in doing these kind of videos, is because we know coming up that we won't be able to maintain. We're already stretched as thin as possible.
Finding work after school, pretty much your job is your resume. So being fresh from school, you don't have much under that resume. You really got to work hard to show that you can do it with that small window of opportunity that they give you. I think the type of personality is needed is calmness, level-headedness, and open-mindedness.
Teamwork for larger jobs is really key. We have guys in tight spaces working together, right on top of each other most of the time. You have to be able to work in those kind of environments.
Being able to work by yourself is very important. Your boss is going to say, hey, I got a call for you, you got to go over there, and you have no idea what you're walking into, and you're going to learn something new every day, and you're going to get there. And I'm a licensed plumber, and I'll show up some days and I'm like, I've never seen that before, and you're just going to kind of have to figure it out.
When you can stop at the end of the day and look at what you've installed and what you've put together, and when it's straight and neat and aligned, and it's complex, but it's simple to follow, it really inspires a lot of people.
I enjoy working on boilers and heating systems. So we do the plumbing, we tie in the piping, and at the end of the job, you're just looking at it and everything's nice and neat, and you're proud of it at the end, and that's what's great. I'll post the pictures online, and everybody's like, oh my God, that's amazing, and it feels good.
The greatest satisfaction I get is just helping the customer, because again, you never want a plumbing problem. We're here to help you and resolve that issue. The best thing to do is keep an open mind and level head and just get the job done. I'd encourage someone to work in New Brunswick just because going through my experience, I moved from Winnipeg, Manitoba all the way to New Brunswick in 2018. It was a hard decision, but honestly the people were very welcoming and the landscaping is gorgeous. So it was a very easy transition. Plumbing was the way to go and I stuck to it and it stuck with me.
Like all the trades in New Brunswick, we're short-handed. We need tradespeople, and it offers a good life. It's a above average income. In this market especially, it's a huge demand for tradespeople.
I could get a job in Moncton or I could go to Calgary and I'm pretty much making the same wages. The cost of living is a lot less around here than it is in Calgary. I was 25 years old, bought my first house and went from there.
Once you get into plumbing and seeing how cool it actually can be, and you're not thinking in terms of taps and toilets, and you get into mechanical systems, it really can make a difference.